Mr. Beast here, giving you the latest Fortnite tips.
It's Brimstone.
Yeah, right, Brimstone.
Good morning, Austin the Brimstone here, collecting all things furry and fantasy. Who remembers Fortnite? It was the wildest craze of 2018, the magical world of 2018. Even I played a lot of Fortnite. I think I logged like 100 hours into it, until I realized that even 100 hours in, I couldn't beat the game. When there's 100 players, shooting at each other, only one victor, it's never gonna be me, because I suck at video games. I'm the worst at video games. Well, the most unexpected outcome of Fortnite wasn't that it was a fad, or even an okay video game. It's oddly enough that it gave us one of the best action figure toy lines in years. Go down the toy aisle and look at the Fortnite section, and you will be amazed. It is an amazing assortment of action figures, fully articulated, fun toys for kids of all sorts of characters, spacemen, zombies, monsters. I know if I grew up as a kid with, when Fortnite was popular, I probably would have been all in on this toy line, because it's an awesome line. Now, being someone that collects furry and fantasy things, there was only one figure on that line that appealed to me, and that was the Star Fox figure, the character that's kind of a big reference to the Star Fox video games, and the fact that they made an action figure that is basically a fully articulated G.I. Joe style figure of Fox McCloud. That was a win. It was one of the early videos I did on this channel. Probably need to re-review that one, But how did I miss this set? I was in a collectible shop and I saw this. So it's not a new set. It's from a couple years ago. And it's Red Riding Hood versus the Big Bad Wolf. Fortnite style. So the wolf and the Red Riding Hood kind of have some bazookas and rocket launchers. And they've been Fortnite-ified. So you've got an anthropomorphic wolfman, and you've got a fairy tale fantasy girl done up in contemporary style. So this is Shrek adjacent as far as I'm aware. This is so me. I saw this on the shelf and just thought, okay, I don't care how much this is. I think it was like $10, no joke. I have to have it. So it just sold me. And that's why you go to collectible stores and don't just buy everything online, because, well, you're supporting a small business. Always support your local toy dealers. But you find out cool toys that you didn't know existed. I never would have just found this on my eBay searches. But out in the wild, it just stuck out to me. So will these figures live up to the hype of the previous Fortnite figure I reviewed on the channel? Probably, but we'll just have to see. Now, I'm going to have a magical sip of coffee, and by the time I consume this coffee, the box will have magically opened itself. I know it's amazing what caffeine can do these days. They've really made some technological wonders. Oh my goodness, it's open. The magic of coffee. And we're switching camera views so we can get a good look at what is included in the package. So this originally retailed for, I believe, $25 to $30. And for that price, you get two figures. You get the Red Riding Hood, the wolf, and you get all of these panels, which you can use to build structures, just like the Fortnite video game. So let's take a look at this set and how effective it is at playing Fortnite. So here's our non-furry figure included. And it's Little Red Riding Hood, but redone as kind of a leather-clad warrior, looking, honestly, a little fetishy, kind of a Little Red Riding Hood fetish outfit. This looks like one of those Leg Avenue costumes you would see at a Halloween store, where they kind of take classic media and children's characters and sexy them up into skimpy lingerie outfits that, I guess women wear to Halloween parties. Do people actually wear those outfits? I assume they do, right? I think they even made a sexy Shrek one, God help us all. But as for the actual figure itself, she's really cool. I quite like her. She looks great. She reminds me a lot of the Goldilocks from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, where they kind of took the classic character of Goldilocks and turned her into a warrior girl. This is a Little Red Riding Hood that, you know, is gonna destroy the big bad wolf with her axe. Like, shoo, goodbye, wolf. But yeah, I totally love this figure. She's adorable. A cute redhead in a fairy tale, like, mercenary outfit. I really, really dig this design. If there's one thing that Fortnite excels in, it's character design. The Fortnite skins are just amazing. Even if you don't like the game, you have to agree that whoever they're designing to design these characters is doing a top-notch job. Like, I could imagine this character alone being the star of her own comic book. Actually, she does kind of remind me of a lot of comic book characters. If you've ever read Fables, which is the gritty fairy tale comic book series that later became The Wolf Among Us, and that was a popular series for a while. So yeah, she's kind of Shrek, she's kind of Wolf Among Us, cool, badass, Little Red Riding Hood in a kind of provocative outfit. And here we have our big bad wolf. You remember Death from Puss in Boots? Well, this is him now. Feel old yet? He went on a fast. He went fasting, and he got very skinny and hungry. And now his tumbly is grumbly, and he's got his silverware here ready to eat. But I mean, all in all, this is such an awesome figure. It's so weird. I love it. It's a wonderful, wonderful anthropomorphic wolf. That head sculpt is so furry and amazing. The body is covered in fur from head to toe. Look at the digitigrade legs. Are those not some of the best sculpted digitigrade legs you've ever seen on a figure? It's too bad this figure came in this big multi-pack, because if he was sold singly, I'd buy like 6 of these and turn them into different furry characters. Because his base is so universally generic and, you know, furry, a lot of furry tropes here, that you could use this to make any character, any anthro character. My only gripe, and this has to do with the character design, not the figure, no tail. There's no tail on this wolf at all. And I know that's because in the video game, that would be hard to animate, right? It's just a skin. It's not a character. So if he had a tail, that would kind of mess up the gameplay, right? Because Fortnite characters don't have tails, unfortunately. They're not all animals. So, direct interpretation of the game skin, no tail included. I'm okay with that. You know, they're striving for accuracy. But yeah, as action figures, I just can't help but notice how amazing these are. I literally have nothing else. I have nothing to say because I have nothing to complain about. Like, I'm just going to gush about how great this figure is. The paint is top-notch. No flaws. He's got that great toy shine to him that you don't see anymore. A lot of action figures now kind of have a matte finish. Here, let me grab real quick. Okay, here's Rebecca from Tailspin, right? Such an odd crossover here. So she's got a matte finish where the plastic has no shine to it, and it kind of looks a little lifeless and stale compared to this figure and Riding Hood, which have a glossy sheen to them. It's just a couple more cents on the production line, and I'm sure, like, Funko doesn't do it because they're trying to save a buck, but it adds a lot of quality to a figure and really makes them pop and protects the paint apps on them. I would totally give this to a kid because these figures are fully articulated and they don't feel like they're going to break. Not even Star Wars figures back in the day, when Hasbro made good Star Wars figures, had this level of durability. They kind of have the G.I. Joe butterfly hinges, which gives them a lot of movement, and they don't feel like they're going to snap. Like, you know, you could play Fortnite and have the Wolf and Riding Hood battle, and it would be totally awesome. So, if it was just a cool 2-pack of these figures, I would just say, you know, solid 10. Absolute perfection. But we do get this ridiculous tower you're supposed to build to replicate the gameplay of Fortnite. And I think it's funny that it says you can crank 90s. And I didn't know what that meant. I had to ask my sibling, who knows video game and Fortnite culture a lot better than I do. And the sibling said that crank 90 is a term used in Fortnite where you quickly turn the character around and shoot another player. because if you're playing on console, that can be difficult to do. You don't have the precision of a mouse, so you kind of have to use the PlayStation's analog controllers and just kind of flick the analog stick really quickly and shoot down a player. So you turn 90 degrees in like a second, and that's called cranking a 90. Well, this is action figures. These are not controlled by PlayStation controllers. So I'm just like, crank 90s, like, there you go. I just crunk a 90. Look, watch Riding Hood. She's gonna crank a 90. Are you ready? Wow, look at her crank that 90. I do really like this figure. I think I might like the Red Riding Hood figure more than the wolf. Like, how bizarre is that? I bought it for the wolf, and I just figured she would get tossed with my fantasy figures, but I really, really love her. She's just such a cool-looking, awesome, Hot Topic emo, fairy core figure. I totally dig it. Okay, enough gushing about these great figures. Let's build the stupid tower. Well, that sucked. After much fumbling and fiddling and reading instruction manuals, I have come to the conclusion that I am not Fortnite capable like these young kids are today. I could not figure out assembling these for the life of me. I got a couple of them to stick, and it just hurt my hands. So we're just going to pretend that Red Riding Hood with her bazooka here, Little Miss Leg Avenue, blew up the tower, and now it's an absolute shambles. And she doesn't know that the wolf is about to attack her. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen? You decide, because, you play with the Fortnite toys. So, I don't know, maybe for kids this is fun, but I think this is fundamentally a problem with video game toys, is they always seem so desperate to recreate the gameplay of a video game in action figure form, when that couldn't be more far from the truth than why kids want to play with toys. Playing with toys is different than playing with video games. When you play a game, something like building a giant drab wooden tower that all looks the same might be fun, because it's fun to build towers in Fortnite. It's very easy and intuitive with that PlayStation controller. But when you play with action figures, you want to play with these cool characters in different scenarios. And if you are going to build a base for them, and trust me, base building is like one of my favorite things to do with toys. When I was a kid, I would take my Star Wars clone troopers and just build them the most insane Jedi bases, right? With clones and Jedis. It was so fun. But I just did it with other toys and household objects. Like, you could take bins, spaceships, cups, and build your own awesome playset. You don't need all of these drab, they almost look like bamboo, like you'd see at like a beach bar. I live near Huntington Beach, and there's a lot of like tiki-themed places that look like this, that all kind of have this drab brown wood backing. But it's not really intuitive for child's play. Also, they don't even just connect. You have to use these ridiculous little things to connect them. You don't even get that many, and kids are going to lose these. So I don't really know what you're supposed to do with all these boring bases. So forget the base building part. You'll get your $20 worth from the two figures alone. Because that would be, what, $10 a figure? Like, that's amazing. And these figures are totally awesome. So, Red Riding Hood and the Wolf Fortnite 2-pack gets a big thumbs up. Big thumbs up from the Brimstone. So, I approve. It's furry. It's fantasy. It's good fun toys. It's everything I love in one package. So, let me know if you have any Fortnite figures. Have you played Fortnite? Do you have any experience with Fortnite? I haven't played it in like 4 years, but it was all worth it to get these cool figures of these great character designs. Okay, one last thing I just realized after I finished shooting the video. Her hood is removable. You can remove Red Riding Hood's hood and see her little, what do you call these? Pigtails? I think those are called pigtails. I know nothing about women's hair, but you can see her great head sculpt a little better, which makes me like this figure even more. Big win. You thought this was the ending? Psych! The wolf's vest is removable too, and I think I like him without the shirt on a little more. So for now, Red Riding Hood and the Wolf are going to look like the cover to the best cheesy romance novel never written, Red Riding Hood and the Wolf, Forbidden Love.